Hi, thank you for watching Devotionables, brief devotions for busy people. Thankful you're with us today as we head into the weekend, and we're very excited to come into Sunday. It's the greatest part of my week. And one of the things I love about Sunday mornings is that we gather for worship and we gather to sing to God. We gather to sing to King Jesus. You know, God's people should be known as a singing people. The redeemed sing. God's people sing. You know, sometimes we can we're like, I don't have a great voice, or what do people hear me? Well, it's not about us, is it? It's about God. And it's about what God has done for us. And so we sing, we worship. And singing is an act of worship. We want to sing to God. It expresses value. It expresses worship and what God has done for us in Christ Jesus. And this has been a principle for God's people, really going back into Exodus chapter 15. That's what I want us to look at today. Exodus 15, verse 1 and verse 21. Now there's a whole song here. This is the song of Moses. Then Moses and the people of Israel sang this song to the Lord, saying, I will sing to the Lord, for he has triumphed gloriously. The horse and his rider he has thrown into the sea. In verse 21, and Miriam sang to them, sing to the Lord, for he has triumphed gloriously. The horse and his rider he has thrown into the sea. So this bookends of what's happening here. And in the meat of the song is beautiful. And they're reminding themselves of what God has just done for them, delivering them from Egypt. Remember, the people of Israel have been enslaved for 400 years. And they are being oppressed as slaves in the land of Egypt. God comes and visits them, rescues them from Pharaoh through Moses. And they come out after these awesome plagues, these 10 plagues that we have seen. The Passover, Pharaoh drives out, he says, Moses, get your people out of here. And they are going. And then Pharaoh's heart becomes hard, and he chases hard after Israel, and they come to the sea, the Red Sea. It's like, what is going to happen here? What is about to happen? The Lord causes the sea, the waters to come up like a wall, and the people of Israel cross on dry land. And they're pursued hard by the Egyptians into that land. And as soon as the last Israelite is able to get out of that sea on the dry land, God causes the waters to come back through, and Israel is saved. And they come and they sing this song, reminding themselves of what God has just done for them and what God will do for them. In verse 17, you will bring them in and plant them on your own mountain, the place, O Lord, which you have made for your abode. The sanctuary, O Lord, which your hands have established, the Lord will reign forever and ever. And so when we sing, we express value, we express thanksgiving and worship. We gather for worship. The redeemed people are a singing people. Israel was just redeemed from Egypt. As Christians, we've been redeemed from the bondage and slavery of sin. We now have freedom in Christ Jesus. And so we gather to sing to God. We gather to sing, and it's not about us. So singing expresses worship to God, and it also strengthens our faith. My faith as a believer in Christ Jesus, but also as a community, my local congregation, in my church, it strengthens our own faith as we sing the promises of God. We remind ourselves of God's promises, what He will do. We remind ourselves of what God has done for us in Christ Jesus. And so you think about gathering for worship at church. Remember, we're not just singing songs for the sake of singing songs. It's not just something that churches do. But we are worshiping the God of the universe. And so I'm thankful to be a part of a church. We have a worship pastor, Craig, who thoughtfully prepares for us each Sunday what songs we will be singing. Songs that express hope in God, express our joy in God, express truth about God. You know, we're not just singing these songs that make us feel good, but songs that, while they do make us feel good, are primarily centered on God and on the gospel. So thankful to be a part of a church that does that. And so as you come to worship this Sunday, gather with the saints to sing loudly, confidently, boldly, passionately the praises of God. God bless you this week.